you win the game in the first quarter? No. Can you win the game in the second quarter? No. Can you win the game in the third quarter? No. Can you win the game in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, we're winning in the fourth quarter. Rod, how are you, man? I tell you what, that game was so heart-pounding, heart-stopping. I was so hungover on Monday, I went and got a COVID test.
And I'm sure you came back as fit as the Tennessee Titans looked last night. Listen, man.
I'm negative and I'm ready to play, but oh my God, how many more of these heart attack games can we stand? I guess we can stand them all because we're 5-0 for the first time in franchise history, my friend. What do you think?
I think we're 5-0, and we've never done it easily, but we are 5-0. All right.
Yeah. When did you have a feeling this is going to be an unusual game? You had mentioned to me about Russ showing up at the stadium.
Well, Russell Wilson, as you know, is a fashion plate. Okay. Sierra does not let him leave the house unless he's not looking like he stepped off the cover of GQ magazine. Russell Wilson Sunday night showed up at the Clink wearing Sue Bird's jersey. WNBA champions, Sue Bird's, the Russell Wilson of our WNBA champion, Seattle Storm, had her jersey on backwards so you could tell that it was A, her jersey, and B, that this was a major male sports figure making a powerful statement, not only for the women's basketball, but for women's sports in America and maybe across the world. It was a really powerful and very cool thing that he did. And,
absolutely. And it just shows, it kind of shows the kind of, call it what you will, camaraderie and the support everybody has for each other in this area as far as sports, fans, the way we're battling COVID. I just saw that map, man. Like, we're one of only 2 states that have dropped like 50% in the last week or so. So, no, it's just people coming together and showing support and love for each other. And Russ, he's the classiest quarterback there is. And so I thought that was really a nice little touch to give tribute to Bird and the Storm. And speaking of Storm, holy crap, I'm telling you what, that game, it was a tale of 2 halves, was it not?
It totally was a tale of 2 halves. And that first half left us lower than the snake's belly in a wagon wheel track. Okay.
Oh yeah, our texts weren't looking good in that first half.
Oh, our text messages, Jeff Young, they read like somebody who was texting somebody who was on a crisis clinic hotline. Okay. They really did, man.
It's so funny. It's so funny because in a way, this last game was reminiscent of the last several seasons where the first half is terrible. It's like they're sleepwalking. And then they, for the last several seasons, we've always been saying they're a second half team. Well, that old Seahawk team showed up on Sunday, and boy, did they blast out of the gates in the second half. Minnesota never saw what hit them. We scored 3 touchdowns in under 2 minutes.
Yeah. It was absolute, yeah.
It was a thing of beauty. And as maligned as our defense is, and of course, we can't escape the fact that they're on track to set an all-time NFL record for most yards allowed by a defense. Not a pretty thing to hang your hat on, but, on the other hand, no team who's ever given up that many yards also ranks second in takeaways. We've got 10 this year. This is what's keeping us in these games, the takeaways. So I guess, we're bending. I mean, we're bending like Gumby, man. I mean, we're bending so far over we can see the end of tomorrow, but we're hanging in there. And, of course, the defense stepped up with some big plays to help secure this win, didn't they?
Oh, no question. And it was what Russell Wilson said on the sideline, Mr. Uber Positive, okay? He said after the defense stopped them on 4th and 1, he said to the guys on the sideline, let's go win this game.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go win this game. Because that's Russell Wilson. Let's go win this game.
Never a doubt. Come on, man. And so, real quick, hats off, of course, the superstars, Metcalf. We'll talk about him in a minute. The guy's a monster. He's Megatron 0.20. Disley caught himself a nice little touchdown pass. Chris Carson, how about that run, that 29-yard run, when he spun that all-pro safety around like he was on a Ferris wheel and then threw him off and into the end zone. I thought they all, just rose to the occasion when they had to. It was pouring down rain. It was not a pretty night, and it was so bizarre. An empty stadium again. It felt like this is what football in hell is,
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, that was one of your text messages. And you know what was crazy? First of all, the drive, and that's what they were calling it, the drive.
Oh, yeah.
That fourth down pass where they needed 10 yards, and it went, I believe, 39 yards to DK Metcalf. And we're talking about wind, rain, a night out of a Mickey Spillane novel. And I'm following the flight of the ball, Jeff Young, as it's traveling through all of that moisture that's falling from the sky. All right? And it's not doing the regular Russell Wilson thing. It's kind of not necessarily a wounded duck, but it's a duck that's definitely leaning to one side. And he had separation, and he just extended that huge 6'4", magnificently chiseled body and made the reception. And there was immediate hope. And then, of course, Lockett got involved because Lockett has suddenly become the forgotten man the last 2 Sundays. But it doesn't matter.
Did we? I got to tell you, I don't think any of us thought for a minute we weren't going to lose this game. It took 3 4th downs to get this victory. 2 of them that we went for, and 1 of them we stopped him on. But I never doubted that we were going to win this game. When he hit DK on that 4th and long, I thought this is it. And then the dipsy-do, out in the flat, hitting Tyler down to the 20. And then, of course, a little bit of controversy because DK that was a touchdown that the ref ruled.
They got punched, the ball that got punched out? Yeah. Oh, he had possession, no question.
So, you know what? Why not take us to the brink, right? The 12s were all sitting there. We're on the edge of our seat. I think we know we're going to win, but they take that touchdown away just to drive us that much closer to madness.
Absolutely.
Down to another 4th down, 4th and goal.
Absolutely.
This is it. And he delivered like the MVP he is. He's absolutely phenomenal to watch. How lucky are we? How lucky.
Very, 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 very lucky. And I love what he had to say after the game. I love his confidence all the time, his positivity, never too high, never too low.
Staying neutral.
Okay? Stays neutral, really works the positive aspects of what he exudes as a leader. He exudes positivity, man, okay? This guy is a winner. I was talking to a friend of mine, Ernest Harden Jr., active friend of mine, who went to Michigan State, and he remembers Russell Wilson from Russell Wilson's days at Wisconsin, out-dueling or at times being out-dueled by Kirk Cousins. So can you imagine, by the way, Mike Zimmer, Coach Mike Zimmer, hats off to you, Mike, for giving us the opportunity and the window that, as you call him, the magician needed to pull off yet another 4th quarter miracle, okay? Thank you for that. And he doubled down, by the way. He doubled down because a lot of times when you're wrong or people are questioning your decision, either you say, hey, I made a mistake, or you say, you know what, if I had it to do again, I would do it again.
Oh, yeah.
And that's basically what he said. And I can't blame him.
Oh, my God, no. A lot of the pundits are jumping on going, no, you kick the field goal, you go up by 8. I'm with Zimmer all the way. Zimmer knew one way or the other. I can't let Russell Wilson get the ball. I don't care whether we're down by 5 or 8. He's going to go down and win. And that's why he went. That's why he went for it. It makes no difference. It was an 8-point game. That's still 1 score. That's all Russ needs. So I don't blame him at all. But, here we go again. Here's this defense of ours, this ridiculed, maligned defense. But all of us who watch that game know, man, they're just on the verge of putting it all together. Look at that 4th and 1. Cody Barton takes on that fullback and blows him up and causes the runner to shift slightly, enabling Benson Mayor to grab him and the plumber to come, put that clog down.
The plumber came and cleaned it up, man. Yeah, the plumber came and cleaned it all up. It was a beautiful play, man, and big play by Barton, like you said, to blow up the fullback who was the lead block on that play. Okay, that was a beautiful play.
That was the crucial thing there. It was.
Hey, man, it was what it was shades of the Patriot game as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Where we just all of a sudden saw the defense stiffen up and say, you know what, we've been pushed around all day. We're all wet. We want to get off the field because what we're gonna do. We're gonna let number 3 do his thing. Oh, and by the way, that quarterback keeper to get us basically out of the end zone.
Oh, brilliant.
A thing of beauty, a typical Russell Wilson play.
A smart play. He knew it was there, and he didn't hesitate to take it. Look at I got to call out a couple of these defensive guys though, because they were playing out of their mind. Of course, the Spider-Man,
You
KJ
must be
Wright,
talking about KJ Wright.
been practicing catching tennis balls one-handed all week, and all of a sudden, boom! Look at that. I mean, that was just so graceful and so beautiful. But I gotta tell you, man, for me, the MVP on defense of this game, Demontre Moore. Demontre Moore
Yes.
had the game of his career as a Seahawk. Let me just list a couple of the ones that I can remember off the top of my head. The hit of the game when he went down on that punt, and
Oh,
absolutely,
was that not amazing?
even Pete Carroll jumped out of his socks on that one. He was so jacked out of his mind. And then, of course, it was Demonte Moore who knocked that ball out of Kirk Cousins' hand, causing that turnover, that fumble.
Yep.
And he also got in on a sack. He just had a fantastic game. And, boy, I'm excited for him. I really am.
Well, and there's a couple of guys that we both know who have stepped up big time.
Oh, yeah.
Jamal's replacement, Ryan Neal.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He
He's
had
special,
another solid
Jeff Young.
game. Solid.
Another solid game. He's a hitter. We both know that. And here's what the good news is. Snacks apparently needs some work to get into playing shape. And I don't know how a man that big gets into playing shape, except maybe he curtails some of the snacks. I'm not sure what happens. I guess they went through some walkthroughs with his helmet, all of that, but not ready for pads or anything. Not ready for pads or anything else. I think he did a couple of walkthroughs and then headed
What's
to
the hint?
cafeteria.
What's the hint? Yeah, what's the hint he might be out of shape? The fact he's called Snacks.
Yeah, Jeff Young. You don't call somebody Snacks because every day they're down in the gym working out. All right.
Oh, it's crazy.
But he's gonna be there to help sooner or later. He's gonna be able to spell the guys in the middle, Jaron Reed, guys like that. And he's a run stopper, so that's what we need him for. And maybe some pressure on the quarterback as well. As we both know, the key to this defense and perhaps turning this defense around is the return of Jamal Adams.
Well, not only Jamal, but we're going to get some guys. Rasheem Green's going to come back after the bye.
Oh, is he coming back healthy?
He's ready to come off IR. So is Jordan Brooks. So we get some guys on defense who have been hurt. Get them back. I think we're going to be in good shape.
I hope so, man. We got some tough games coming up, as you know.
Well, we really do, and it couldn't be the best time for a bye. Just real quick, so just some more crazy stats. I mean, this team is setting records every week. Russell Wilson, 23 fourth-quarter comebacks since 2012, second most all-time in the NFL. 30 game-winning drives since 2012, number one in the NFL. 19 TDs, leads the league right now. Third longest go-ahead touchdown in the final 2 minutes in the past 40 seasons. This guy is rewriting it, man.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. So, I'm so happy we're 5-0. We got nothing but good things ahead of us on this football season. We just got to keep our fingers crossed and hope everybody stays healthy in this bye week.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it, man.
Don't head out for chicken wings.
No lemon pepper chicken. Please, guys, leave the wings where they are. Okay, next to the pole. Leave the wings.
Yeah. So I'm sporting my Super Bowl shirt. 7 years old. I think this might be the year to get a new shirt.
Yeah, it could be, man. It could be.
It's going to be exciting. What else happened since we've been on since last week? Lakers finally got themselves another championship. I believe it's their 17th championship as a franchise.
17th. And by the way, hats off to the Miami Heat who played out of their minds. Yeah. I don't know what was in that coffee that Jimmy Butler was drinking when he came to the bubble. Okay, they always showed him with a cup of coffee. By the way, the brother had his own coffee business on the side.
I do. Getting $20 a cup.
$20 coffee. Okay.
What is his contract? Is that bad?
Man, listen, let me tell you something. $20 for a cup of coffee will make Howard Schultz buck week. You understand what I'm saying?
I think he had a whole scam. I think they all had a scam set up. You stop by Jimmy Butler's room, get a $20 cup of coffee. Then you head on down to the next room. J.R. Smith's in there with a domino game, $10 buy-in.
Speaking of J.R.
Well, and props to the Lakers. Props to the Lakers. It goes without saying. I think LeBron James is going to replace Jordan as the GOAT. Even for us old guys who watched Jordan play his entire career and used to remark about how lucky I was to see a player like Jordan.
Like Jordan, I know.
Nobody's ever come into 3 franchises and taken them to the championship. LeBron's amazing. Triple-double on that last game. Looks ageless.
Yeah. Well, and he spends $1 million a year on his body, and it shows.
Yeah.
All right. And as
So
he
he
said,
deserves everything he's got, man.
including
Total respect
respect,
to
by
him.
the way. Okay.
Totally.
He deserves, and the argument about who's better here, Jordan, will go on indefinitely. We
Yeah.
know this. All right. And what does it really matter? The bottom line is that this man comes to 3 different franchises and makes those franchises world champions because he makes everybody who's playing around him better. He had role
know.
players, okay?
Yep.
And by the way, they're going to retool, man. They're going to get rid of some of those role players, get
Sure.
different role players, and they're going to come back strong, man. I think it was karma that brought that all in that bubble cohesively together as a franchise, as an organization. And like I said, Miami put up one hell of a fight, man. But you know what we both know? Jimmy Butler was spent.
Oh,
after Game
exhausted. But hey,
He
you know who
spent after
wasn't?
Game 5.
You know who wasn't exhausted? Was J.R. Smith. He didn't get a lot of action in those finals. The most we saw of him in that finals was when he ripped his shirt off and was hugging everybody with that sweaty tattooed body of his. But I think there's a reason that they didn't need him because he exerted a lot of energy before that final. Beating the hell out of a car prowler who busted his car window. Did you see this? Check this out. This is too
Whooped his ass. He didn't know who window he broke. And he got his ass whooped.
What are you going to say
man.
about JR?
You know what? Frank Vogel said, we can use that man on the bench. If nothing else, he'll roll blunts and be responsible for the post-game celebration. He was busy with one arm.
Now, the sad thing about that whole episode is after JR beat that guy's ass, a cop drove by, jumped out, and beat JR. So anyway.
Welcome to LA.